Hey everybody, it's LTM here. I am at the Cinemark right now and I'm about to go and watch Joyride. Okay, so in order for me to talk about this movie, we need to talk about the people that made it. This movie is being produced by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, who also worked on This Is the End, Neighbors, Blockers, Sausage Party, a lot of good comedies that have been out in the past few years, some of the best even. And this is also interesting because it's also being written by the people who worked on Crazy Rich Asians. And considering that has Asian people in it, that's saying a lot. That makes a lot of sense. Hoping to get a good laugh out of this movie. So this is LTM, and I'll give you all my thoughts when I come back. Okay, everybody, just got out of Joyride. Not gonna lie, I had a blast with this film. Is it great? Not really. It's not nearly as good as, say, Blockers or This Is the End, but this is not a bad film to go check out. So Joyride, you got this Asian girl. She's new in town, and when she was a girl, she was an outcast. That is until she meets a girl who's also kind of Caucasian, white Asian, and basically they both start a friendship. They've been friends forever. And then one day her friend's like, when are we gonna meet the birth parents or the mom that gave birth to you? And they go out to China or I think it's China or Japan. I can't remember. It was China, I think. They go on a trip to Japan, but while on the way, they start losing their stuff after being attracted by a drug dealer. And now it's up to them to go find their birth mother without the information they need. And thus there's it's sort of like Girls Trip meets Bridesmaids sort of movie. That was kind of the vibe I was getting from this movie. So it's but it's still a funny Bridesmaids and Girls Trip type movie. It's still pretty good. I enjoyed, I love the main characters in it, our four main leads. They're very likable, very funny, very heartwarming, surprisingly, even for an R-rated comedy. Usually when an R-rated comedy tries to be heartwarming or very likable, it usually doesn't always end up working. There's a rare instance that it does, but a lot of times they don't always work. And this film did a really good job with the heartwarming stuff in it. It's even sad too. Some good drama, some good comedy. The comedy is hilarious. I was actually laughing the entire time. The movie does a really good job, like I said, with the drama. I mean, once you reveal what really happens to the mother, it kind of got me into tears. So it did really good with the drama. The characters are likable. The story, while kind of a typical want to go find your mother sort of thing, they do add some new stuff to the story. And I will admit, during half of it, when they stop by a couple points of the film, the movie just kind of stops so they can tell dirty jokes or try to in this case, make out with boys and stuff like that, which the story just kind of stops out of nowhere and just doesn't continue with the story. And that did kind of bother me a little bit. But overall, Joyride is a fun ride to go on. Is it great? No. Does it have problems? Yeah. Like I said, the story just kind of stops and just kind of felt a little unfocused in some aspects. Like they're trying to do like this sort of thing where it's kind of like Bridesmaids or like I said, Girls Trip, where the story just stops just to tell jokes and and show us dirty things. And that's kind of what this film does. And the movie Joyride is not perfect, but it's still a good movie to go check out. Is it the best comedy of the year? Not really, not by any means. I probably put it up there with The Blackening, and that it is a good comedy to go check out. But depending on your taste, you're probably not going to get into it. But I still kind of recommend it if you want a good comedy this year. Overall score, I give it an 8 out of 10. Is it slow? Yeah. Does the story stop when it needs to? When it doesn't need to? Yeah. But it does work a lot. There's a lot of effort put into this film. And you can tell the heart and passion that went into it. Because, like I said, this movie is a very heartwarming comedy. It's got it's got an interesting story. It's got fun main characters. It's got a lot of heart, humor. There's a lot that goes into this film. Overall score, I give it an 8 out of 10. Not the best comedy, but definitely one of the better ones. All right, guys, that was Joyride. What's your favorite movie from Point Grey? Please subscribe, comment below, let me know. This is LTM signing out. I'll see you guys later.